What we're going to look at right now is how to create a favicon. Favicon, actually I spelled this favicon, but it's F-A-V-I-C-O-N. Now, what is a favicon? Well, when we are on the internet, I'm going to come to new tab here, and Google is a great example. Okay, but actually what you can see is the favicon is going to be this little image right here. See right on the side? And where we're going to see that, well, we're going to see it a couple spots. When we are on our tab page, right, we can see it here. But also when we go into our bookmarks, so you can see all the things that I have bookmarked. Okay, and if there is a favicon, this is the Amber Chan gift collection. If there is a favicon, you're going to see it right here. You'll see it on this bar also. And you can also see some of the ones that I visit quite a bit right in here. Blackboard, all this good stuff. So even when we come, so I'll leave it with that. I think that makes a lot of sense. Now, so what we want to do in order to create a favicon is we want to take whatever it is that we want for our logo, okay? And we want to change the size. Now, first of all, the best idea is to work larger, because the favicon actually measures 16 inches by 16 pixels by 16 pixels. So, and to work that small, it's impossible. So I get my image where I want it to be, and now I'm going to come to image size, and I'm just going to change it. I'm going to change it to 16 pixels by 16 pixels. 16 pixels. I'm going to say OK. So of course, you know, when I zoom in, you can't even see that, but that's okay. File, save as. All right, now this is the story. I want to save this as a PNG file because I'm going to need to convert it to an ICO file, which is through Microsoft. Now, there are plugin converters that you can download and use in Photoshop, and you just put it in your plugins folder. I believe you can get this from Telegraphic is the website, but if you Google it, you should be able to find it. But I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to take this, and actually I'm going to put it in my folder where I'm doing all this. So I'm going to click onto here. Let me find this users. Okay, I'm going to come down to my sites. But I'm going to actually put this right in here. Here are all my sites that I've worked on. Let's see, this one's 2329, illustration and design. All right, so I'm just going to save it right in here. Okay. All right, so now what do I want to do now? Well, I'm going to come to this. Sure, why not? We'll save this too. Actually, that's not, I don't want to save it. Okay, so now I'm going to come over to here, and I am going to find this, and I'm going to convert it. Now, how did I get this? Well, there's a bunch of different ways. This is an online ICO converter, but what we could do is we could just come in, we could Google ICO converter, click. This one is a really popular one, Converter ICO. This one may even be the best one to use. It's one that's used quite a bit. So let's actually do this one, convertico.com. Okay, this is the one that I've used in the past. All right, so what I want to do is just browse, and I'm going to find this little PNG that I just made. And here it is. I'm going to open this. All right, I actually didn't even put the right one in. I'm losing my mind. There we go. That's the one I want. Okay. And now I'm going to say convert. Okay, your new icon, click here to download. Okay, there it is. Okay, now, but I'm going to go back for a minute here. This little guy. Now I'm going to control click, and I'm going to say save image as. I'm going to save it as an ICO. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in, I'm going to find where that folder was. I want to put it in my root folder for my site. So then it's there, and I'm going to put it right in here. And again, I spelled Favicon wrong. I should change that. It's with an N. Okay, so why don't I just put it in my images folder, keep everything where it needs to be, favicon.ico. Let's see what happens. Okay. All right, so now let's just come on in and let's take a peek and make sure that it's in here. I'm going to come again, always double checking. Actually, better yet, why don't I open up Dreamweaver now, and let's open up this file, and let's see when we open up our images folder if we see that there, and there it is. Excellent. Okay, so now how do we go about getting this favicon now placed in where we would like it to be? Well, we need to go into the code. Okay, so I'm going to open up my index page.html, double click my index page, voila. Okay, oh actually, you know what, I want to go, I'm going to put it in my index page. This is my first page here. So what I want to do here is I actually need to go into the code. Let's do split just for the heck of it. Now, what we have here, this will actually be in the head tag. Okay, so we can see the we can see this. And what I'm going to do right now is I want to come into Dreamweaver preferences, and I want to come in to make my font a little bit bigger so I can see it a little bit more, because sometimes it's hard to see it actually when we're in looking in here. So let's actually go. Let's go to 16. Didn't really do it, but that's okay. All right, well, what you can do is you can actually change the size. Let's go to live code. Code, I mean. Okay, so let's make this, the code, actually bigger. And I want to go to code, not live code. All right, so what I want to do is I want to make this bigger so it's easier to see on this video. And I can come into fonts. And what I want to do, if I go to code view, I could say, let's make it 16 so it's the largest. Okay, now it's nice and big. Okay, great. All right, so what I need to do in order to get my favicon to work, and my favicon, I can see it right in here. And what I probably should do is see this favicon PNG. Let's get rid of this. So I'm going to click it, and I go to edit, and I can delete it. Okay, so it's important to continue to get rid of stuff that you're not going to use, because this is the file that will be uploaded to the server. Okay. So I have my Favicon ICO in my images folder, and now I need to put it into the head. All right, so I can see if I come into my code, line 3 right here, this is my opening head tag. Now my closing head tag is going to be down pretty much further because it's going to be after all of this other stuff, after all of this other stuff, all this other stuff down here. So I'm just going to come to the head. I can see I have my meta tag. Now I'm going to let's come under the title, and I'm going to click. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a link tag, and I actually just copied and pasted it, but I'm going to go over all this with you. So what it is I have the opening tag, the less than tag, link, rel, space, rel equals, quotation marks, shortcut, space, icon. This is what I named it. Okay, it doesn't need to be, you can change that if you'd like to. href equals quotation marks. Now what I'm doing here, images / favicon.ico. So what I've done here is I'm showing the path within this folder. It's in the images folder, favicon.ico. Okay? All right, so let's take a look. Let's see if it works. Let's go to design view, and let's preview it in Firefox. Let's save. And what we can see right up in here, this is where it is. Let's enter. Okay. And what I can do now too is I can come in to my other pages and insert my favicon. And while I have it, I might as well copy and paste that line of code and do so my favicon appears on all of these pages. So I could just come into print.html again, I could split and I can come into the head tag. I'm going to come up a little bit further here. Again, you can see that in the head tag, the beginning head tag, and I'm just going to put it after the title. Again, it doesn't really even matter 100%. Paste that line of code in. File, save all, file, preview. Again, there's my little favicon. Okay, so I can go through and I can put this in all of them. I could see it right here. Okay, so that's the story. Now that was the about page, was it? It was one of the pages. Let me come to about. Okay, I didn't put it in about. I put it in a different page. All right, if I come, let's try this one more time. Okay, I just put it into print. All right, so I got to come in and put this into my pages. Again, I have it all typed in right here, and I think you get the picture here. So I'll end with this. So what does the favicon do? Well, it's another way to let our viewer know where they are, what it is that they're looking at. Thank you for listening, and we will end there this video on favicons.